Hello everybody, today we're talking about transitions. I'm going to be showing you how to go from happy to scary to sad to comedic, all in the space of like 30 seconds. It's going to be a bit of a... But the point is I'm going to be talking about the basic guidelines. I don't say rules. Rules is silly because everybody's approach to this is different. The basic approaches you can take to successfully move from one emotion, mood or storytelling approach to another. Whether you're writing songs or musical theatre or film or television or games, it's all basically the same because it's all music, okay? So learning to do this, learning to take, completely different musical ideas and put them into the same piece is incredibly powerful. A lot of you ask, oh, how do I go from a 30-second piece to a 3-minute piece? How about a 3-minute piece to a 10-minute piece? Part of the answer is knowing how to deal with transitions so you can actually take completely different ideas and go and put them together. Bohemian Rhapsody, Tubular Bells, MacArthur Park, rings a bell, those kind of things. There's, Bohemian Rhapsody is a really good example, actually. Anyway, look, what we're going to do, let's start with, what did I say I was going to go? Okay, let me start by writing a few bars of happy, and then we'll go into scary, and then we'll start talking about how I'll give you, cutting to the chase. The essence of it is, a lot of this is about not changing everything all at once. If you just go to this, there you go. Now that's not a very subtle transition, is it? It's like crash, bang, wallop. Now that might be what you want to try and achieve. You want something which is really dramatic. But what we're looking at mainly today is how you do it subtly, how you go from one to another without quite such a big, wah! Anyway, back to that bloke in the shed. Like that. And we'll be back with my friend in a minute. Okay, let's get going. Let's get this little chap going here. Right, what am I'm going in for? Okay, bum, 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 bum. Now, I'm going to just nudge those along a tiny, tiny bit because I'm playing all of them slightly early, then quantize them and they'll go perfectly onto the turn soft quantize off because I wanted to go bang on for this particular occasion. Do that, and now we got 4 bars of that. Right, now let's have something to go with that. How about some vibraphone? It's a very... very eclectic group of samples I've got in here. This is Sonic Couture's vibraphone. It sounds great. I'm a big fan. Here we go. Okay. Once more into the breach. Okay, so I'm just building this little 4-bar sequence and then we can start extending it. Let's have some cello going. Okay, now what about piano? Okay, so going a bit modal there. Right, now we've got this going. I think that'll do for now. Now we're going to use this to transition into scary. Now, this is very unscary at the moment. The theory is, right, we're going to keep something going and bring something else in and take something out. So what we want to do is, here we go. Let's show you what we got up here. So what are we going to keep going? Okay, so we're going to start by bringing in either a high string or a synth. Let's bring in the synth, okay. Okay, we can turn him up a bit, I think. Right, now we're going to take some stuff out because we don't need all that going. I'm going to take out the cello bit at the bottom. I'm going to turn that from bars to beats. There we go, right. We're going to, here we go, lose a bit of that. So what we want is to work out what we want to keep. What we could do is just get rid of the, maybe we get rid of the pizzicato and then bring something else in. So we're overlapping stuff as we build things up. Get rid of that one there. So he's getting a rhythm bit by bit. Okay, now there's another thing which really works well with transitions is to use dynamic sounds. Things like cymbal swells and things like that. So it gives them some movement and it can be really effective because it just takes your eye line away from what's changing and you don't notice it. So I've got these string swells in here from Sonic Z. Is it Sonic Zima? How can I pronounce that? Here we go. Where are you, friends? Here we go. There we go. These ones, they're really, really nice. And it can add that kind of little note of tension, maybe. Okay. Right, now I'm going to take out this and I'm going to play something slightly different in. So we're continuing the texture and the timbre, but we're taking out the actual notes themselves. I'll show you what I mean. Here we go, look. We're in merge mode, so. Okay, now, so it's continuing it on. You can hear it continuing it on. It's just getting simpler, it's getting quieter. But at the same time, we're going to start introducing another sound. Because what we're actually doing with the transition is going from one thing to another. So the two are going to overlap. And that's what we now need to do. So now we're going to introduce the more suspenseful bit. This is a Albion. Whoop, except I've turned it right down somehow. Hang on. Come on, my friend, where are you? You could do it. Right, now we're going to introduce the more tense bit. Now, that has, I think, reasonably successfully gone from happy to scary. Now, there's a much better way, well, not better way, another top tip, if you have strong melodic content, it can really help to bind the two parts together. So if we just get rid of the piano for a minute, and now we're going to put the piano back in, or something, I don't know, we're going to come up with a little tune on the fly, the way I do. Ah! Okay, I'll put my glasses of bravery on. There we go. Just write a tune, Guy, in one go. That's going to work. Okay, glasses of bravery off. You see how that binds it together? Because I just transmoded it. just made up that word, from a sort of major, well, it's a slightly modal Lydian-ish sort of tune to a minor one, and it worked pretty well. So now we're going to add some extra bits in. Right, let's go from the beginning. This is Dolciano, which is one of these. Let me just show you, because people always ask, and I want to show you. Here you go. Fractured sound, concert grand, Dolciano. Concert grand? Anyway, be that as it may. Here we go. Now we're going to move from this effortlessly into sad. The next thing we want to talk about is, okay, we're going to go from scary to sad. Is you have to be really careful about key and tempo changes, because you can't just go boing and go off sort of ping at 150 BPM or suddenly cut it in half. Listen to the end of Bohemian Rhapsody. That rallentando, that when slowing down, is really effective, and it goes very, it builds tension as well. So we're going to do something very similar here. We're going to go into free timing, turning the click off, which will come as a relief to those of you who hate my click. Right, now what key are we in? We started out in a sort of C major and we've ended up in a C minor. Now, if we're going to change key, which we are, we need to be aware of our circle of fifths. And you can't just suddenly leap in and effectively go from one side of the circle of fifths to the other without any preparation, as I explained the other week, because it'll sound like a car crash. So we need to be aware of where we are on the circle of fifths and how we're going to maneuver our way through this. So we were in C major, we were sort of C minor. We could pick up in an A flat minor. I quite like that median shift. See how it sounds? Be brave, Guy, be brave. Oh, what? The glasses of bravery again. Can't see anything because they're too misty and ghastly. Right, there's a good reason why I've held that long note at the end. What we've got going on here is very simple chordal shift. We've gone from an A minor to a sort of E minor, and then finally to an F minor sus, suspended. Now, just remind myself what the motif is, because we're going to try and use that in our sad section. Okay. Whoa, it didn't record. So I use my retro record button. Are you ready? Magic to happen. Ding. Phew. Where would we be without retro record sometimes? Here we go. So now I've got my retro recorded bit up there. Look, so now we've got a nice... Do you know what I'm going to do? Snip my friend out, bounce him to audio, whoom, like that. Then I can increase the volume a little bit and increase the reverb. Here we go. So now it's going to be... Don't need the clarinet, to be honest. I think it does at the end. Oh, then it goes to a held G, is that right? Why is this person holding this note? Let's go back to my friend on the beach and he'll explain. Okay, so suppose we wanted to go from this shot here on the beach to one in the middle of the village, but we didn't want to just go, and we wanted to go in a more subtle way. One way we could do it is by going via a common image or fading to black or fading to white or something like that, which is really not dissimilar to the way we use pedal notes and things like that in music. So for example, bye, see you in a minute. To this. Okay, so there you go, the seamless transition from beach to village. And we're going via a common object, which makes the transition seamless, allegedly. Well, look, let's see how that works with music. Back to Guy in the Shed. Ha-ha! There you go. It's a cinematic analogy, because that's, it's quite a common technique in cinematography, and we can use it. So what we're doing essentially is we're sort of retreating to a place of safety. So we're going to a held note, which makes perfect sense in the context of where we are, but it allows us to come out pretty much wherever we want. Let me just add this cymbal swell in. Thank you very much, Lineage Percussion. Shall we make it longer? Yeah, let's drag it out a bit. There we go, it's longer. Let's see how that sounds. Here we go. Whoops. Go on, you can do it. Again, another one I'm going to bounce. Bounce. Oh, it's very quiet. Hang on, I think. Oh, what now? Come on, Guy, just press on. No room for dilly-dallying. Now, out of this held note, we can go wherever we want. So where are we going? From sad to comedic? How am I going to go to comedic? From sad, okay. It's back on with a click. Yeah, it's quite quick. That's all right. This is gonna work. Right. So, what note is this? So we're held G. Okay, so the G is what we're going to... Let's go back to our... Oh, how cheesy, Guy, cheesy. And that will be the end. Okay, what on earth is going on in here? So, actually, what about our tune? Remind me yourself of how the tune started out, because it might be useful if we go back to the beginning where... Okay. Right. Something like that, but not that. Go on, give me one more crack at that. Go on, one more crack. Oh! Sorry. One more. Go on. This is the one. There's a dodge note in there, and I just don't think I care anymore. What else could I put in here? I need something, I need a bass. Right, I really... I tell you what, I could duplicate this track and go onto a staccato string and see if that works any better. Yep, you could do that, Guy. And that might be just a tremendously peachy idea or a terribly bad idea. We're about to find out, are we? Are you sure, Guy? Yes, I am sure. Staccato. Ah, that's the idea, which has just dawned on me. Transition complete. Do you know what? The timing in there is amongst the worst I've ever heard. Hit quantize and hope it doesn't break it. Okay, it's a bit off. Oh, God. Let's just... Oh, this is either going to be better or much, much worse. That doesn't work. Okay, but the transition does, I think. There you go. We have now gone from happy to scary to sad to comedic in 35 bars, which is a bit of an achievement, frankly. Right, let us see how successfully these transitions work. Are you ready? You're not? Too late! It's going to happen anyway. It's okay. I would put the cymbal swell back there, actually. I think that's going to work better. And I'm not at all sure about that. That's it. So there you go. So you need to leave stuff the same, change other bits, say overlap things. You can use swells and dynamic movements and things like that. You have to be careful about changing tempo and changing key, even if you are changing section. You know, if you just want to do a sort of smash and grab edit, so you just go poof when you end up in some completely different musical world, go for it. But if you're trying to do it in a sort of leisurely sleight of handish sort of way, so you're going through, how long is that piece? 30 seconds? I don't know, 45 seconds? It's a minute. Go on, knock yourself out, Guy. If you're, yeah, if you're trying to do 4 moods in 60 seconds, then you need to work on it quite carefully. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. If you have, you could subscribe to the channel because I'll be back doing more of it. I promise you, whether you like it or not, I will be creeping into your inbox. That sounds a bit weird. In the meantime, go and check out thinkspaceeducation.com because we do lots of courses which teach people like you how to do things like this. What can I tell you? Thanks very much for your company. See you again very soon. Bye-bye.